Hi, I'm Joe, Everyday Joe Ministries, and I was wondering if you'd give me just a minute. You know, everybody that has seen any of my stuff and already or knows me at all knows I'm a big John Wayne fan. I love John Wayne. I love his quotes. I love his movies and things like that, and I do. But there's also another one. His name's Jimmy Stewart, and I really like Jimmy Stewart too. You know, Jimmy Stewart was a war hero in World War II. He flew bomber. He was a bomber pilot. He went on to be a general. Stayed in the reserves until he had to retire. You know, he was a man's man too. You know, we think of John Wayne as a man's man, but believe me, Jimmy Stewart was no coward. Jimmy Stewart was no weakling. He was a man too. And I love one of the things that he was man enough to be, and that's man enough to be a Christian. He was man enough to stand up for his beliefs. He was man enough to say it and say it out loud. And I was going across and I was looking for quotes, and I like things like that, you know, and you do a lot of John Wayne quotes, and I seen one from Jimmy Stewart, and I really liked it. He said, having friends around for a pleasant evening is one of life's most cherished joys as far as I'm concerned. But when those with me are fellow believers, how much greater the joy is. For we know that it is rekindled one day in eternity. See, we're going into eternity one day, you and I, all of us, this is just a temporary thing. And we're great to try to put up for our future when it comes to our 401ks, when it comes to planning for that vacation next month or next year. We'll lay up for that. We'll lay up for different things. If we've got children growing up, we'll lay up for them, and we'll lay up for their college. We'll lay up all these different things. But do you do anything for your eternity? What about your eternity? Because you're going to spend eternity somewhere. It's up to you where, but you're going to spend eternity somewhere. And that's the part I worry about. See, I seen another quote while I was looking around, and this quote's actually from Robert Duvall. But I liked it. And he said, we all have a cradle to the grave journey to make. And in between, what do? There's got to be something hereafter. That was Robert Duvall said that. But he's right. There is a hereafter. And what you're going to do now is going to affect where you spend that hereafter. I want to encourage you to try to make sure that you lay up your treasures in heaven, that you do the things that God has called us to do here, that you give your life to God, that you live for Him, that you live for Jesus now, because the retirement plan's out of this world. You want to put up for a 401k for when you get old and can't feel like doing anything. How about putting away for that retirement that's going to give you eternal joy, eternal life, eternal feeling good, eternal having no problems, eternal no more crying, eternal no more pain, eternal no more heartaches, no more tears to wipe away, and no more broken hearts. And it's great. That plan is so much better than anything we could plan for here. I want to suggest to you that you put your treasures up in heaven, that you lay up your treasures in heaven, that you do God's things now to lay up them treasures now. And you can live on God's grace while you're still down here, just as I have to do and we all have to do. We're all living on God's grace, but why not enjoy His grace while we can? You know, it makes me think of another verse when I think of my retirement plan, when I think of my true 401k, my Jesus Christ plan that I have set aside for my future, that I'm trying to walk and live in today. And I can't help but think of one of my favorite verses, and that's in John 14. Actually, it's 3 verses. John 14, when it says, "Let your hearts not be troubled. For you believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there you may be also." But that's a retirement plan there that cannot be beat. You know, I had a friend very recently that's passed. And the greatest thing is we'll miss her. We love her, and I love her family. But one of the best things is I know that she reached her retirement home. I know she reached that mansion in heaven. She made it to where she needed to be, and where all the rest of us want to go. Don't miss out. Don't miss out on the opportunity to know Christ while you can. Because we're going to all get together one day. We're going to all get together, and we're going to sit around, and we're going to have a good time. And we're going to fellowship, and we're going to cherish time forever and ever again. And I so badly want you to be there too. I may not know you. I don't need to know you now. I'll know you in heaven. Thank you for watching.